Hey everyone, we're back for another workshop update of the month of September. We've been up to a lot of projects and the month has gone past in a blink. So I'll just take you through what cars we've worked on and what projects are upcoming. Next to me you see Lewis's Mark II Escort, which is a very nice example. He's just got this to use on the track. It's had lots of goodies fitted, including a nice LSD, full cage, lots and lots of time spent on it in the past. But for the last couple of years it's been parked up, so we're just getting it ready so it's good to go for the racetrack. There's a few issues with the brakes that we're currently sorting out, and we've given it a completely fresh exhaust system all the way from the headers back. This thing sounds the part as well, so we're gonna quickly start it up so you can hear how the beast sounds. Behind me you see Tom's Turbo Legacy. He uses it quite a bit off-road, so he's gone for a set of mud flaps, and we're also getting him a bit more power so he can really use those rally jeans. So he's now got a Catback Q300 NVIDIA exhaust, and we've made a custom downpipe for him. This is something that we're looking at producing in the future. And the rally theme continues. Next to me we've got another rally legend, which is Isaac's version 3 STI. He brought it into us to make it an awesome street car that has plenty of power, and he's going to use a whole lot of new parts which are bringing it up to date. We're going to be upgrading the whole fuel system in here so the car is flex fuel capable, which includes a Link G4 Plus with an ethanol content sensor. The fuel tank in this car is a metal tank, so to keep it reliable we are going to strip that down completely, coat the inside of the tank with alcohol resistant coating, upgrade the fuel lines, install a much larger pump, much larger injectors, and a top feed fuel rail conversion, which will set the car up to run on E85 all day long. Once that is all done, it will get tuned on the dyno. Supporting the extra power that we're looking at to get out of this car, we've got a Process West front mount intercooler kit, which is getting fitted right now. For the looks department, Isaac has a beautiful set of ProDrive rims here that have just been painted, and they're wrapped in Bridgestone RE003, which will really give the car great grip and look. With the new flex fuel setup plus the big front mount intercooler, we should see some pretty decent power in this car, even though it is still running the factory turbocharger. So keep your eyes out, and we're going to show you the result of this on the dyno very shortly. As you know, we love our Evos. So Lake brought his Evo 8 into us after talking to Nitish, who's still going hard on his Evo 8 that we've built recently. He's gone for a very similar idea. His engine is in good condition, so we're just doing a few minor upgrades to the engine itself, and apart from that we're going to do just bolt-on upgrades to push this car around the 300 kilowatt mark. So for the engine itself, we're going to upgrade the heat studs, and we're also upgrading the valve springs and cams while we're at it. That's a really sort of basic upgrade, doesn't require the engine to be removed and helps make it stronger for that extra power, extra boost that we're going to put into it. We're also going to be running a Synchro manifold, which is currently getting made with a factory location TD06, which should give us that 300 kilowatt mark. Intercooler, we've just got a good core for the front here, much larger than the factory core. Fitted that in underneath the bumper, and we're gonna do custom intercooler piping to suit it, and a custom intake that will go out of the turbo. We're now not in need of the airflow meter anymore because we are running a Link G4 Plus in here, so that will make that flow a whole lot better. This car is gonna run on 98, so we've gone for 1000cc injectors and a Walbro 450 fuel pump, which is hardwired. That should be quite sufficient for this power level. Behind me we've got another Silvia. This is Kelsey's S14. They seem to be quite popular cars to come in here. This is similar to previous builds that we have done, where there's a lot of good parts and a good substance there, but the project is just not finished. So that's how we've got Kelsey's car in as well, and we're just going over the whole wiring, basically redoing most of the wiring loom to suit the engine conversion that we've got here out of a S13. And we're also completing the front mount install and the piping, made a custom intake pipe. We're upgrading the airflow meter to a Z32 airflow meter. It's just got a new Tomei fuel pressure regulator. It's already had upgraded injectors, so we've just been tidying them up and completing the last bits of the plumbing, making sure everything's nice and tight. Relocating the battery into the boot, and we're also hardwiring the fuel pump to make sure there's enough power supply for that extra power. So gonna need more fuel, need to have stable power supply to the pump to make sure that gets delivered and consistently. This car we're gonna run a Nest-Tune board on the factory ECU, so we're able to reflash it. And once everything's up and running, everything's together, then we're gonna put it on the dyno and tune it up. Pretty excited about the progress now that has happened on Sick Ace. So just want to give you a brief update, because at the moment there's a lot of chaos here. This is the stage of the project where everything looks like a big mess as we're trying to finalize everything. The mess before the finished and awesome result, but we've really made great progress on here now. So we're well into the wiring loom of the car, which has been started. There will be a full custom loom. We're gonna run a Link G4 Plus Storm wire-in ECU in this setup that will support the V8. And we've completed the radiator setup, which is all custom with a Phoenix radiator to suit that setup. There's not a lot of room anywhere, so a lot of areas had to be chopped and modified. We've also installed a water meth injection kit, which we will use instead of an intercooler. We're going to be running very little boost, and that kit will help us just to cool the intake air temperatures down a little bit. Also installed all the required sensors, injectors, fuel pressure regulators been set up. So in the next month's update, we can hopefully show you this van running, because we're that close to firing it up. Our glow stick blocks is something that is very popular at the moment. We've got lots of engines on the go. We've got Todd's GC8 Coupe, which we're working on. His original engine turned out that we couldn't really use a whole lot of that, so we ended up going with version 7 STI bottom end, which has now been close-dicked and it has been machined. We're gonna run a stroker kit, so we'll have a 2.15, 2.2 litre engine. Then it's got a special set of stroker series pistons that JE provide. He's actually going for the Ultra series, which you've seen previously with the nice ceramic finish on the top. The cylinder heads, they have been PBMS poured and polished. So this is our stage 2 poured and polish, which has come out really nice, especially if these are vapor blasts at the end. That gives it that brand new finish. It also helps on the ports to give it a really nice finish that is not too smooth. If these ports are too smooth, you end up with a less homogeneous mixture and therefore less power. The EZ30 is an engine that we're seeing more and more in our shop. It's becoming more and more popular for obvious reasons, because you still have the variable cam timing. The later gen has also got variable lift, which is similar to VTEC. Much bigger displacement, being a 3 litre. And with a few upgrades, you can make them just as strong as your EJ20 and 25s, but you have all that additional torque, which supports much larger turbochargers, gives you a lot of low-end power. So there's lots of options for turbocharged as well as NA applications. Some people have even been supercharging these. So if you have any questions about the EZ30s or you're planning a project, get in touch with us and we can give you the right option that will suit your power goals and budget. That brings us to the end of September's workshop update. Just giving you a heads up on a couple events that are coming up. So on the 19th and 20th of October, we're going to be down at Flatnets, which is in Pukekohe, and Sundays in Mary, so just down the road from us. We're the main sponsor. We're going to be there with a stand the whole day. We're going to represent Link ECU, because they will be at World Time Attack in Australia. And on the Saturday afternoon, there'll be hard parking at PBMS. There'll be free dyno runs on our dyno. So bring your cars in. If it's a Subaru, perfect. If it's anything else, don't worry, bring it with you and enjoy the event. It's great fun. And yeah, lots of cool people and lots of cool cars to see. Couple of weeks after that, we're gonna be doing another track day as well. So on the 17th of November, we're gonna do our second track day. This time, we're gonna do it with our friends from Pro Street, who are doing Holden and Chevy V8s. They are our neighbors. So it's gonna be V8s versus Japanese performance cars. So book in for that, make sure your car is ready, and you're gonna jump on the boat with that. Also, if you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that will really make a difference to us. Make sure we can produce more content for you and keep you up to date with our latest builds. So thanks again and see you next time.